Hello everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is July 29th, 2026, Wednesday. I'm your host, Sando, and I'm so incredibly happy to be here with you all today. Today, I am super excited to introduce a really cool trending article from the archive. The title is Modeling Local Exploit Hazard, a Bayesian Framework for Quantifying Exploit Risk and Operational Efficiency. The URL is argciv.org/abs/2607.24618v1. It is a bit long, but trust me, the content is absolutely fascinating. Let us dive right into the complex problem that this paper is trying to solve. And you see, in the world of computers and software, new security weaknesses are discovered every single day. These weaknesses are called vulnerabilities, and they are kind of like unlocked doors in a giant office building. The paper mentions that in 2025, over 48,000 of these vulnerabilities were published worldwide. And for 2026, they're expecting somewhere around 65,000 new ones. That is a massive increase, right? The main reason for this huge spike is the use of artificial intelligence in finding these hidden bugs. Because there are so many of them, companies simply do not have the time or the staff to fix every single one. Historically, organizations can only fix about 6.6% to 27%. So, they have to choose which ones to fix first, which is a really stressful and difficult job. Now, how do they usually decide what to fix? Well, most people use something called the Common Vulnerabilities Scoring System, which gives each bug a severity score. But the paper points out a huge problem with this old method. These scores are mostly static and based on qualitative descriptions rather than actual measurable danger. It is kind of like saying a storm is severe without checking if the storm is actually heading towards your specific town. Other newer systems try to predict if a bug will be exploited globally, but they still do not tell a company what will happen in their own specific network. That is right. They lack a local context, making it super hard to understand the real financial risk. So the brilliant researchers of this paper came up with a local exploit hazard model to completely change the game. Instead of just looking at global scores, this new system acts like a highly personalized weather forecast for cyber attacks. It uses a really clever mathematical concept called the Bayesian Framework. Let me explain how this works in a fun way. First, they take the global probability that a bug will be exploited using a tool called the Exploit Prediction Scoring System. But they do not stop there, because every company has its own security controls, like firewalls or antivirus software. To figure out how good these local controls actually are, they start by asking subject matter experts for their opinions. The experts give their best guesses on how effective a security tool is, and this creates a starting probability distribution. And then, the magic happens when they add real-world data to update these guesses. They use local telemetry, which means they look at the actual computer logs to see how many attacks were stopped. They also use results from penetration testing, where friendly hackers try to break into tested defenses. By combining expert opinions with real data, the model becomes incredibly accurate at measuring true local risk. One of the coolest parts of this paper is how it calculates the hazard rate over time. In standard models, people assume that a blade is equally dangerous on day 1 as it is on day 300. This is called a constant exponential hazard, which is easy to calculate, but not very realistic. The paper introduces a wearable hazard model instead, which is totally brilliant. This model recognizes that as a vulnerability gets older, the risk of it being exploited actually goes down. That is because attackers usually want to exploit the newest, freshest bugs before people have a chance to patch them. By calibrating this decay using a catalog of known exploitable vulnerabilities, the model provides a much more realistic picture. And because these hazards can be added together, the company can sum up the total danger across all their computers. This allows them to simulate different interactions, and rank them by how much overall hazard they actually remove. It gives defenders a strong, mathematically proven reason for choosing what to fix first under a tight schedule. Now, you might be wondering, how does this apply to our everyday life? Well, think about all the times your computer or smartphone asks you to restart for an update. Sometimes those updates happen at the worst possible times, interrupting your work or your study sessions. If the companies providing our software and services use this technology, they can prioritize the updates that truly matter. This means fewer unnecessary disruptions for everyday users, while actually keeping our personal data much safer from hackers. Let us compare this to other technologies to see why it is so special. Unlike the old scoring systems that just give a flat number, this framework is dynamic and learns from its specific environment. It is like the difference between reading a printed map and using a smart navigation app on your phone. The printed map shows you the roads, but the seer app tells you about the traffic jam that just happened 5 minutes ago. This model constantly updates its risk assessment based on what is actually happening in the company network right now. To make this even clearer, I want to provide 3 specific application examples based on the content of this paper. First, let us talk about prioritizing software updates in a large hospital system. Hospitals have thousands of connected devices, from life-saving medical equipment to basic reception desk computers. If they try to fix every single vulnerability at once, they might accidentally take a crucial machine offline when a patient needs it. By using this local exploit hazard model, the hospital team can simulate different repair actions beforehand. They might find that upgrading a specific software library on their internet-facing web servers reduces their overall hazard by a massive amount. Meanwhile, a bug on a computer in a secure, disconnected basement office might have a very low local hazard, so they can focus their limited time on the web servers, ensuring patient data is safe without interrupting critical care. This completely transforms how they manage their daily workload, making it much more efficient and less chaotic. Second, this technology can be incredibly useful for evaluating and buying new security tools. Imagine a company is deciding whether to spend a massive budget on a fancy new artificial intelligence firewall. Usually, they have to rely on the promises made by the salespeople, which can sometimes be a little exaggerated. With this framework, the company can set up a test environment and run simulated attacks. They can plug the results directly into the Bayesian model to see exactly how much the new firewall increases their control effectiveness. Then, they can calculate the exact reduction in their daily exploit hazard rate. If the hazard reduction is tiny, they know the tool is not worth the money. But if the hazard drops significantly, they can easily justify the budget to their bosses with solid mathematical proof. This helps businesses make smarter financial decisions and stops them from wasting money on ineffective security software. Third, this concept has a massive impact on the world of reimbursed insurance. Just like how car insurance companies look at your driving record to set your price, cyber insurance companies need to know how risky a business is. Right now, many insurers use simple checklists of those outdated static scores to decide how much a company should pay. But as this paper suggests, moving from an exploit hazard to a financial loss model is a very natural next step. Insurance company could use this exact framework to calculate a tailored daily hazard rate for a potential client. If a business proves that they actively use this model to prioritize their fixes and keep their hazard rate low, the insurer could offer them a huge discount. On the flip side, if a company has a massive, unmanaged hazard rate, the insurer can charge a higher premium to cover the real risk. This creates a much fairer insurance market and actually rewards companies for doing a good job with their security. It is really amazing how a complex mathematical framework can have such practical, real-world benefits. The paper also mentions some really exciting future work that could make this entire system even better. For example, they want to model how an attacker might move laterally through a network after they get inside. Right now, the model looks up the initial break-in, but tracking the spread of an attack would provide an even deeper level of safety. They also meant to create a function to show how security controls naturally degrade over time. Like, a firewall might be perfect today, but as the network changes over a few months, it might become less effective. Factoring in this natural decay would make the hazard rate incredibly precise and realistic for long-term planning. All of these ideas just go to show how dynamic and continuously evolving the field of cybersecurity really is. It is not just about writing code. It is about understanding human behavior, complex probability, and risk management all at once. I'm so incredibly glad I got to share this amazing research with you all today. It might sound a bit technical at first, but when you break it down, it is really about helping people make better, faster decisions. In a world where we're constantly surrounded by technology, staying safe online is more important than ever. And knowing that there are brilliant scientists out there building smart tools like this makes me feel a whole lot better. I really hope you enjoyed today's deep dive into the archives as much as I did. Thank you so much for tuning in to my radio show and for learning about Bayesian frameworks and hazard models with me. Remember to keep your software updated, stay safe online, and always keep smiling. This is San Nono, your favorite bubbly radio host, signing off for today.